races, they kind of cover up, you know, and be this like godly figure. But Townley, he just said it how it was. So he made a mistake. He paid the price. He's going to try and get it this race, though.
And you saw those results from the first moto, folks. We will combine those scores with the results from this one to determine an overall victory today. Let's go racing at Redbud. Dungey's going to lead Andrew Short into the first turn. Dungey's on the yellow bike, the number 5. But look at Short on the inside trying to run with him. Not going to happen. All our top riders are right inside the top 5 there. Reed's in there, Townley, Metcalf. Perfect scenario right here as they drop down this big ski jump. Short's the man in second. Reed is the man in third in the green. He wants to go after Short, make short work of him, and then go after Dungey. Look at him bouncing around this track. It's super rough, Jamie.
That's right. They don't need to let Dungey get ahead right now. He's looking to make a huge impact in these early laps. Short needs to stay with him. Grant needs to stay with him, and so does Reed.
Let's see if Reed can make his move around the 29. He's going to follow Dungey on the inside. A lot of different lines out here, a lot of different places to go.
Well, there certainly is going to be plenty of lines. Oh, and it's Short stealing the lead.
Woo! Nice job. Short had gotten 5 straight pole shots in this series. He finally gets a second-place start and then takes the lead anyway. He's comfortable up front.
That's pretty aggressive. In the first moto, Short had the lead. He was bounced around, battled hard. But this moto, he means business. There's no doubt that he wants to go out and try to win this one.
Dungey almost high-sided there. He almost clipped wheels. This is crazy. And he just shrugs that off, goes to the inside. No running room. Short able to hold him off.
No, not at all. You know, and this is Short's problem. Like, you know, before Dungey would take the lead and he couldn't get in tune with him. You know, Short would take the lead, Dungey would get him past, and Short wouldn't answer back. But this is aggressive riding from Short, and this is what the fans have wanted to see for quite some time.
Yeah, Jamie, you're exactly right. This is what you have to do if you're one of the challengers trying to knock the guy off of his rhythm, the guy that has all the confidence, the bike's working great, everything's flowing. You have to go out and attack him and give him no breathing room to ride his own race.
Short pulling away, and there's Larocco's lead for the first time, 120 feet out. Short nails it perfectly. He's got Dungey, Townley, Reed, and I'm also seeing the 800 of Mike Alessi up in the mix here too. So like you said, Jeff, all the front runners are there.
You know, we saw in Moto 1 that every time that somebody got past Dungey would kind of step back a little bit. He would regroup, refocus, and then go after him again. But this time, Short looks like he's got the bit between his teeth, and he's trying to make a run for it.
Of course, we'll cover each and every one of those first motos this year on allysports.com, our web home. And that was spectacular, that first moto battle. We got a rematch here. Ben Townley on the 101. Chad Reed on the number 1. Dungey on the 5. Short on the 29. Tough to call them, they're so close, Jeff.
Yeah, this is a fantastic moto once again, just like we saw you know, out of Moto 1. But the track now is so brutal. I'm telling you, those holes out there and the bumps they're so deep, 2 or 3 feet deep in spots, especially here after this left-hander when they come down into the right-handed off-camber. It is brutal coming into there.
Oh, Dungey steps out of line. And don't think that Townley and Reed back there 3rd and 4th, did you see that? They're looking for mistakes and an opportunity to pounce on the man who is dominating this series. Running in the number 5 spot right now. Short a little mistake, manages to maintain the spot. This is a great setup for us. The battle is on here at Redbud Rockstar Energy Drink, Redbud National. Ryan Dungey on the inside, trying to take the lead for Andrew Short, and Dungey hangs him out to dry on the outside and grabs the number 1 spot. Jason Wygant, Jeff Emmick, Jamie Bestwick giving me the call. That's how Dungey does it. He lays back a little bit, Jamie, and like you said, then he responds.
That's right. Great move there from Ryan Dungey. Saw which line Short had been taken. And, you know, it's pretty similar to the line that Short was taking all Moto 1. He went wide, he squared it up, he hit the gas. Dungey got him.
And look at the top of your screen on the red bike, the 101 of Ben Townley looking for redemption after falling with the lead in Moto number 1 and giving up the Moto win. Here he goes.
Woo! Quick pass on Short, moves into the number 2 spot instantly. He knows he's got to respond, and they jump the 120-foot gap together. And right now, Townley in control of second.
And where's Chad Reed? He should be running fourth just behind this group.
Saw a brief mistake out of Reed when we were watching Short and Townley. Just got cross-roaded, lost a little bit of ground, but he's still in the hunt for fourth, Jim.
Yeah, he is, and he'll be the next one to pick off Andrew Short. You know, Andrew just seems to be a little bit demoralized now that these two have easily got past him. But the race is on for Townley. Can he pick up on the mistake that cost him race one? You know what? It's all about to unfold, but I tell you what, he will give it his best shot because this kid, he's got a pretty wild style out there.
Well, the amazing story for Townley, he had a shoulder injury that he could not heal. For 2008, 2009, he could not race for 2 years. He's finally back, and he's this close to finally getting a win. Tiffany Simons, what do you have on the 101 of Ben Townley?
I talked to Ben after Moto 1, and he told me he realized certain lines that he was taking that felt really good were actually adding more time. So that's something he went back and adjusted and figured out where he needed to fix the line so he could add back the time that he lost in Moto 1.
Paying off right now. He's got a good line selection, Jeff, and he's keeping the heat on the 5 of Dungey.
And he is working it. He is all over the track right now. Last lap around, Dungey was a 2:17.5, Townley a 2:17.5, and Short and Reed were back at a 2:20.
Unbelievable how choppy and rough this track has gotten. Townley trying to keep Dungey in his sights. And Reed just struck. I think, like you said, he was going to be the next guy.
Yeah, you know, Andrew is just struggling right now. You know, that's the biggest thing he's got to work on, is just not letting people pass, being ruthless enough to keep his position and keeping that focus. But Reed's through. If Townley and Dungey get into it, Reed's going to be catching up real soon.
Well, we got the perfect scenario. We had an amazing first moto here at Red Bud. We're going to show you the highlights of it. And the same guys who are battling for that moto win are 1-2. Ben Townley, like you said, Jeff, had the lead in the last lap of that first race today. He can still see Dungey here in the second one.
Well, and while we were watching those highlights, Dungey turned to 2:17.7, Townley up into the 2:18s, and Reed at 2:17.
Yeah, so they're pretty much matching the pace. Let's see Alessi here on the 800 on that new 350 KTM. Everyone else out here running 450cc bikes, like Short on the 29 and Metcalf on the 24. That's a pair of Honda 450s, but two different teams. The factory Red Bull team of Short and the Geico Power Sports support team of Metcalf. Metcalf has really been shining this year on this bike.
Well, and he was just off of the lead pack for most of the first moto. But I tell you now, it's mentally going to be frustrating for Short, who was once again had to start and got dropped by 3 other riders.
And these bikes come off the shelf the same way. They're both 450cc Hondas, but the two teams have two completely different ways, of course, of tuning these machines. But it's amazing that they meet basically right here in the middle on the racetrack. And then Alessi on the 350 KTM, a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to handle. He's keeping some heat on them.
Yeah, he is, you know, but you just wonder if the displacement is really working against him, you know. Alessi, he wants it so bad. I don't know, there's just something not working for it right now. He just doesn't seem to be trying hard enough because he wants it so bad.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite, working against him. He is in 6th right now, and they're, of course, all chasing Ryan Dungey, who's beginning to inch away again. We started this show saying, is he unbeatable? He just might be today at Red Bud. Stay with us here on NBC. Happy Independence Day weekend for sure for him. We got a changeover here. Chad Reed has gotten around Ben Townley for second, so he's going to make a run after Dungey. And we want to mention the Hahn boys. They're both out with injuries this weekend. Tommy broke 2 bones in his foot last week at Colorado, but he said he's going to be back for the next round of the tour. We get a weekend off, and they'll be racing at Millville, Minnesota. So it'll be good to see the number 10 back out there. And he normally mixes it up right here in these podium positions.
Yeah, it happened so quick in a motocross with those injuries, and both boys were trying really hard. Just like Chad Reed, who now has really caught fire and got past Townley. And you got to wonder, Townley mentioned that he got fatigued at the end of that first moto. Put in a strong beginning here to the second moto, but as we're halfway through, that foundation that he needed, probably not quite there yet.
That could be a factor as we watch Reed make this pass, man.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Reed, the more experienced, he's used to winning races. He knows what it takes to outlast his opponents. But now, you know, he's looking at a 7-second gap up to Dungey. So, you know, it's all on him. But Dungey right now, he's followed Short, he's followed Townley. He's not making mistakes. He's seen where their fast lines were. He's just capitalizing. He's got open track.
Yeah, in 13 minutes plus 2 laps. If he can reel in Dungey,
oh, it'd be huge.
he could win the overall. He was second to first moto. Any mistake by Ryan Dungey, which he hasn't cracked this season, okay, since he started winning, Dungey's been awesome. But you can see now Chad Reed